Hello, everyone. Welcome back to ESA Cup Season 5. It's me, a freshly shaven Uncooked, with Bosamax, who is still very much bearded. And we're here to bring you through two matchups today. We've got Native versus Team Black first off, and then we've got Palakaki versus Penta Esports for our second match of the day.
Yeah, two very interesting matches. Of course, Native and Black can be a very interesting one to start off with. Native currently being just a little bit below Black. Black just doing a bit better. But in the end, these two teams, of course, haven't played against each other yet as it's just a single round robin group stage. So this will be first moment for them to meet each other. And I'm very curious to see how they will do. The second match, as Uncook just said, will be Palokarki versus Penta. This will be an interesting one because, of course, so far, Palokarki is not doing too great. They haven't won a single match so far, if I'm saying it correctly. They
Yep.
had to forfeit one, I believe, and the second one they were losing 7-1 to Vivid, while Vivid actually did a pretty good job against Penta, but still barely lost in the end. So if they already lost so much against Vivid and now need to play against Penta, who won from Vivid, that doesn't necessarily mean too much good news for Palokarki, but at the same time, they could have just had a bad day, and maybe they will take their moment to shine today. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Having
So
said that about the forfeit, should probably talk about the Team Dragoni situation, obviously in Group B. I'll let you
yeah,
explain what's gone on there.
yeah. That's one of the matches that was actually scheduled for tomorrow. So far, Dragoni, we haven't even seen them at all. Like the first two matches that they were supposed to play, they did actually forfeit in the end. They were just not able to play, or we didn't hear from them. I'm not exactly sure what happened. But in the end, yeah, after two times, like they got several warnings, and unfortunately, after that, it was all over for them. They didn't respond again for such a long time. After which the board of ESA decided to remove them from the competition. So from now on,
Yeah,
every single Dragoni match has been forfeited, which is a Group B, if I'm saying it correctly.
yep,
So a
correct.
lot of Group B matches are already done. So that's like four other matches that now are forfeited extra, five even actually. Yeah, that just means that we will see one less team in Group B. Sometimes that means even we will have days with just one match instead of two or three. But that's so be it. It might be a little present for those teams there, but at the same time, it's sad to see them go like that. But yeah, that brings us to our match for today, which is of course is Native versus Black. I think the plays are pretty much done. Let's just jump right into map ban for now, so we can actually see
Yeah,
which map we're going to be playing. Let's just hope it's not Chalet.
fingers crossed. Let's hop into those map bans then. Native versus Team Black, and our first map is honestly, I think every time Chalet has been left until like the very end, so it's been quite close. So I'm wondering to see what happens this time. First off, it's Bank. Actually, have we seen Bank yet? I know we've seen
Maybe
some
once.
cafe,
Yeah, maybe
but
once.
certainly not. Yeah, certainly not very common map inside of ESA. Cafe as well is quite rare. We're seeing Skyscraper as well. So all of the common culprits being taken off the board. Let me check to see if we have seen a bank. We have. It's been played once. So yeah, theme park has also been played once, and there's Chalet being taken off. But yeah, theme park only played once as well. So that leaves us between Border, Clubhouse, and Oregon. I mean, I'm expecting to probably see a Clubhouse here. It's one of the most popular here. Oh yeah, and Villa as well is still in the pool. Um, yeah, I'm expecting that we'll probably see Clubhouse just because that's probably the more common of the two maps, especially in season 5. But no, in fact, we are going to Oregon instead. So a little bit of a surprise. We certainly have not seen as much Oregon as maybe we have done in the past. Only picked 4 times this season so far. And yeah, it's going to be certainly an interesting map, and we have Native choosing to start on that attacking side, which means Team Black will take up the defense, Max.
Indeed, they will be taking the defense and this attack on team Native right there. And actually hopping right into the game right here. Oregon, the first match for today. We're just having this beautiful map intro right here, where we have a quick overview of what we can expect of this map. It's just beautiful videos. I wish I had them for every single map, but unfortunately I don't. But so far, that's it for Oregon. And let's go into the operator bans, from where we'll see which operators will be banned, which will not be able to be played for the remainder of this matchup. And well, let's see.
Yeah, obviously you're going to have some common culprits, maybe like a Flores or Maverick or Thatcher, and there indeed is the Flores taken off the board. Those RC Roteros um, are certainly very, very strong, and Flores and Nock are the two most commonly banned attacking operators.
Hmm.
However, you have Jackal and Ossa not too far behind, so we'll probably see one of those. They're all very good picks for Oregon as well, and indeed it is Ossa. Sorry. I have a very distracting dog right next to me. This is
Is he going to be casting as well?
I don't think she will be. She's usually quite quiet, which is thankful, but no, just sit down and lay in your bed and stop being annoying, please. Thank you. Right. Smoke? Hang on. Okay.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I'm gonna need to catch my bearings about that. Smoke never been banned before inside of this league, so first time for everything. And I mean, yeah, certainly very good one. Obviously, but that can help on a lot of your bunker holds. Also, just generally very helpful. The toxic bays are very good for wasting time at the end of a round, especially forcing attackers into mistakes. Um, you also have just the shotgun, which is very useful. SMG-11 as well can just absolutely tears people apart. So it's not really a surprise to see smoke taken off the board. If in fact it is quite rare. You can see the methodology
Attackers need to
behind it. In
locate and
Mozzie as
defuse
well,
as many bombs as they
taken
can.
off mainly just because from what I've seen from PlayStation or from ESA in the past, Mozzie is often quite used by those star fraggers who sort of just completely destroy the enemy, basically.
Yeah, it's a great way, of course, to deny some intel gathering, and at the same time also to provide an option to possibly gather some information yourself. Secondly, he has a great gun, he has a C4, so therefore Mozzie is a very good operator. And for that reason, we do see him banned quite some time. So yeah, basically for this first defensive round for Team Orange, which is black, we'll be heading towards the basement bomb site, one of the most famous, most popular bomb sites in this map. We will see an elbow extension with a deployable shield being placed, double ADS so far. I'm saying that correctly, it's a double ADS. There's no Maya play, which you sometimes do see combined with this kind of strategy, but those two, the ADSs might just be enough.
Okay, and that's going to be a very early pick for Ninja, but Prism is going to trade things out there in the early moments. The Jaeger just swinging onto Garage takes out Relt, which is the Nomad. Very good operator to take off the board this early, actually. Nomad obviously does have the air jabs. I'm gonna guess with like 20 seconds into the round that none of those were actually going to be placed down. So good utility to take off the board.
Yeah, meanwhile, it's Lego Man getting another kill for his team. That's the IQ being taken off the board. Of course, he did not be able to use his scanner that much, so it's again a good pick for them. And as then the Ace gets a kill there on, it was the Lego Man, who of course didn't have his full potential yet, as his gadget kind of recharges and gets more potential throughout the rounds. That's again an unfortunate person to just lose early on. And this basically brings us at a 3 versus 3 situation within the first minute-ish of the game, which is 1 minute and 40 seconds now remaining. It's an equal man count of 3 versus 3, but Mira just hiding in security. No one was aware of that. They should have drawn this space, but they were just not expecting a Mira to play this far offside, which is pretty uncommon, if you ask me. But either way, great kill there from Tethers, bringing things to a 2 versus 3 situation in the advantage of the defending team at the moment.
Yeah, Team Black, and that's Tatters doubling down on that one as well. Now just Rise in the 1 versus 3. And this looks like it could be a very quick round to start things off. However, Rise does deny Tatters that opportunity with the shotgun to take the round there and then. And now just some more intel being gathered. You've got Kalka and Madarino in the final moments, but Madarino closes things down. The red dot, very common it seems for the defending players so far. We saw Tatters with that one as well. Nevertheless, it's an easy 1-0 lead to start things off here, and you're going to feel good about that as a defense.
Yeah, that's a good first way to start the match. It was a very interesting one. Lots of kills happening pretty early on, which is not too, which is pretty uncommon really. But of course, it's a very nice way to start the action. Of course, all these players, like they might have just been playing some ranked T-Hunt or casual or whatever. But of course, this is really the moment to really wake up and to just be woken up so cruelly. It's like a really a good way to be shaken awake to finally start playing this match. So this was the first round. Of course, I went in the advantage of the defending team, but at the same time, the attack did get a first taste of what is waiting for them. They have been shaken awake, and they might just be able to fight back from now on. For now, we'll be heading towards the top floor, where we are seeing a pretty normalized kind of setup right here, where, of course, the attic has been reinforced, some rotations are being made, also the games has been reinforced, and therefore it all seems to be pretty standard so far.
Yeah, you've got, for the attackers, you have the Maverick, who will likely be going over to that big tower area, but you also have Rookie on the Ying, who is obviously a very late round operator. You don't want to use that utility too early on. That's going to be used for the execute. So keeping Rookie alive and out of the fights is going to be kind of a priority. I think we'll probably see them maybe going over to the big window over by Small Tower is what it looks like for now. However, this is where things are going to get started. You'll have Zaro opening up this line of sight, so when the player prones on the stairs, they can get an angle all the way down through pit, completely locking off attic for the attackers, whereas the other attackers are going to be entering from other areas. You'll have the main bedroom, you'll have that big window, which indeed is where Rookie is, who finds the opening pick onto Madarino as well. The jump out is caught out as well. Ninja not quite getting the clock down on that one. So the Ying, very low HP, does manage to stay alive. As more breaches get opened up, this is very good work from Native.
It's indeed a very good work. They are making some good work, getting some proper progress happening. Meanwhile, the attackers are already getting the first bit of control towards the bomb site. The first people are actually already inside the bomb site. This can be over very quickly. However, the defenders are playing close. We have we of course have the Maestro with the LMG in hands, which can be a very destructive gun, especially in this kind of situations. And instead of Legoman each get a kill, it's back to an equal 3 versus 3 situation where things can just happen really anyway. And with the Ying still outside, she still has a Candelas, however, so this can be very destructive. And with just a little bit of HP, she actually managed to get the third kill for the round. It's a triple kill, after which Zero gets a kill there on Tethers, and now it's all coming down to Quake, who gets a kill, but then unfortunately gets taken out by the Ying. And that's this time an attacking round for Team Native, which brings the score to 1-1.
Yeah, very good play from Native inside of that round number 2 there. Taking the map control early. They had a very multifaceted approach as well, and they didn't get caught out. You saw in the first round where Relch got taken out very early by the swing from Ninja. This time wasn't the case, and in fact, it was Rookie that got the better of the player that was jumping out of the small tower. So just much more awareness, and like you said, possibly shaken awake there in the first round, and really gave them advantage heading into that round number 2. As things stand though, we're heading back up to the top floor.
Yes, we'll be heading up to the top floor, and this time we're seeing some interesting picks happening on the attacking side. However, I was about to call out the Sands being picked by Rise, but as we speak, the attacker repick is happening. We're switching to the IQ. Of course, Sands could have been an interesting operator. I don't think Sands has really found his full potential yet within the game. And like in the proper situation, he can be very good, but IQ might just be a little bit of a safer option, which is a bit more versatile. And I think this is a very reasonable repick in this case. Once again, we do see the Ying again, which of course we didn't really see her gadget being used previous rounds, but maybe we will see it happen this round.
Yeah, it didn't really come down to it. The gunfights just were a bit too powerful from Native for the execute to really come on through. However, it does look like it's a very similar defensive lineup from Team Black, so whether they actually adapted anything remains to be seen, but there's still something to be aware of, that Native aren't really bringing along anything different, but neither are Team Black, so it's going to be more reliant on the way that the individual gunfights go as to how this round plays out.
Yeah, and again, in terms of approach, I think everything is very similar once more. Just not just operators, but also the way they're approaching the building. Again, we're seeing
Yeah.
the Maverick replace himself towards the big tower, where he will again
It's a bit
go
slower,
for.
though.
It's a bit slower than previous time, and like it's slightly different the ways making the holes as well. But sure, that's all fine. We're actually hearing Yinkadil coming out. I'm not sure whether that's doing anything. It might just be trying to bait some utility or like C4s being thrown or something, or just forcing defenders to expose himself. But nothing's really coming of that yet. But as the Maverick is still continuing, he has made some proper holes for the Nomad to work off, and now the second hole is being made, which is big enough for them to enter through. After which they will be able to get the first bit of control towards the attic area.
But here comes the execute, like we were saying. They're not quite. It's 3 Candelas used, but nothing really off the back of it.
It surprised
Fairly
me.
catastrophic utility use there from Native. Hopefully the 1 Candela will be enough, but it just seems like it just wasn't timed effectively. So that's going to leave Team Black in a much bigger advantage than they were the last time, especially as we're heading into 1 minute left with 5 players standing on both teams. The first engagements are coming through now. And that's a double kill from Prism. They just line themselves up and knocks them down. But a response does come through. Ninja, using the SMG-11, is able to find Rise and has the angle onto Prism as well. The hop-in from Rookie taken out as well, and it's suddenly a resurgence from Team Black. 40 seconds left, only 2 players left alive for Native now as the execute starts to come in, but here comes Zaro on the Maverick. Relked as well. It's now a 1 versus 2. Tatters was downstairs, has to rotate up. That's diffuser dropped. Now Zaro is in such a disadvantageous position. Tatters has everything they need to hold on, especially with this information from the Maestro cam. Flashbang out, but Zaro so low, picks up diffuser, only 17 seconds left, has to just run away. Dip, weave, and dodge. And everything suddenly very tense in these final few moments. Diffuser is planted, but not going to be able to be held onto. Tatters with that final kill. 3 in the round and clutches things out, and that puts Black in the lead.
It was a very interesting round. Like again, like you pointed out, those Yinkandelas not doing too much besides maybe just trying to get some mind games going or anything. But in the end, the attacks started happening from Native. They were very successful at taking the first bit of control, but in the end, everything just fell down after Black just kept taking off one attacker by attacker. Yeah, of course, a very nice attempt in the end from the Maverick to clutch things out. A nice defuse attempt as well, but unfortunately the gunfight wasn't won, and that way the diffuser was in the end diffused, which resulted in a round win for Team Black. Yeah, very interesting rounds, I must say. I'm not quite sure how things went wrong there, to be honest. Like, the attackers were in a good position when they started to attack. Like, of course, like the Ying Candelas were a bit placed weirdly, which would have been much more useful throughout the later bit of the round when they were actually trying to go for the execute. But yeah,
it was a crucial flank from Tatters, to be fair. And that bottom floor position, just to look up to the big window hop-in.
Indeed.
That's something that you probably need to be aware about as an attacker, and that's just those little things missed. You mentioned it in the first round as well, just those little things missed on the drones that have catastrophic consequences, like Tatta's position inside of CCTV in round number 1, and it's the same sort of thing here, and if they're not careful, Ninja might be able to find a kill from this big tower position. The spawn peaks take Zaro very low, but just able to get away with his life.
Yeah, indeed, just very lucky that they actually was able to survive that. This time, the attackers, however, are making very fast work about their approach towards the building. First entry happening, actually lots of wallbang damage being done on the Jaeger, but again, magically surviving these kind of shots, just like the Ace did on the attacking side. And this way, the Jaeger is able to make it back safely towards the bomb side. Unfortunately, there's no Jaeger or Thunderbird waiting for him, so he will not be able to heal himself back up. But still, he's alive, and as I like to say, as long as you have a gun in your hand, you can make yourself useful. So let's see what he will be able to do. Meanwhile, the attackers are also approaching from the construction area. Ace charges are coming out. I think the deployable shield, the deployable shield is still intact, so they will need to deal with that. Otherwise, the position is going to be very strong for the Warden. But yeah, things are going well for the defenders so far. They managed to take out Relked on Team Native, but then there's Lego Man with a refrag there on Press. Actually, no, sorry, there's two attackers losing their life, both the Yana and the Nomads, bringing things to a 3 versus 5 situation.
Lego Man playing from this Shaiko spot, just able to have such an impact. Madrino as well. elsewhere on the map on that Wamai takes out Rookie, and now it's a 2 versus 5 for Native. And it looks like Team Black might have another good go of things on this basement site. There's, well, 80 seconds left, and they don't really have anything. They've got semi-decent map control, but when you've got Lego Man hitting shots like that, you can't do anything with it. And now taking a pilgrimage up those tower stairs. It's going to spot the player through the wall. Rise just being caught out. Does find Madarino, but on the drop down, Ninja collects that kill, finally making Team Black. They now have a 3-1 lead here on Oregon. And it started out, they had a bit of a shaky first round. They lost round number 2 as well. But from there, it worked out pretty well.
Indeed. It was a very well way for them to improve themselves on their defensive side so far. Like in terms of scoreboard, things are also looking very well on both teams. Like I think the kills, like there's nothing too out of ordinary so far. But of course it's only the 4th round, but things are looking good so far on both teams. But it's just Team Black, the defending team so far, they're just doing a little bit better. And as they've now won 2 defensive rounds in a row, they must go to a different bomb site once more, for which they have decided to go to the meeting kitchen. Of course they have the chance as well to go for kitchen dining. Some teams prefer the other one, sometimes prefer this one. It's just kind of even. I cannot really say if any of the bomb sites is better necessarily. It is really about the preference and the strategy that you have for this one. Most likely this strategy will rely on some top floor control, which we are seeing happening. Deployable shields are being placed, rotations and are being made, hatches are being opened up. So I think we'll see some decent top floor control as well, which of course can be used in a very strong way to deny the attack from above as well. And we're actually seeing the sense.
Yeah. Indeed we are. Interesting, to say the least. It's certainly a non-standard composition from Native. We have a glass sense, we've got a gridlock as well. I mean,
yeah,
for this sort of tertiary site, I guess you kind of have to go a little bit crazy with it. I just don't know whether necessarily you can go this crazy. Obviously, I would say that the Glaz and the Sense would have to be playing together. Rookie using the thermal scope to look through the walls that Rise is putting out. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's something peculiar. Meeting being the site, which means we are going to see some pressure onto this wall by stage. C4 comes out, but nothing found. Although the position was noted earlier on, it's a 1-for-1 trade as Ninja finds one but gets taken out by Relch. So that's a Glaz gone off the board. So whatever I said about the thermal scope, ignore that because
just forget about it.
Glaz is now dead.
Yeah, just forget about it. Yeah. So yeah, it's now a 4 versus 4 situation with the Sense actually getting a bit of trouble, but Prison with the kill on Tethers. That's one defender more taken out, which was, I believe, yeah, was the Castle losing his life. Most of his job was done, but of course, it's one less player that they have available to them. Meanwhile, it's actually the Nomad even pushing through further towards Kitchen, which is of course a very strong position to be in, especially since all the focus currently is focused on the meeting area. But as we speak, Lego Man gets a kill on Rise with Zerko with a kill on Lego Man and Magdrino with a kill on Relax. It's a 2 versus 2 at the moment, where things can still go either way. Termo's already far inside, and she finds Madrino. It's all coming down to Quake. They're just playing in this very strong position in splits. Doesn't find the Termite at first, but then takes him out with a headshot, which brings things to a 1 versus 1 situation right here.
So much time left as well. That Meister Cam just being dealt with by Prism, as Kalka now is stuck in this situation just in the entrance. However, Prism does have time, not on their side. Could bust the Vulcan canister, but not even going to be necessary as the swing comes through, but is quickly and efficiently dealt with by the Native player. And that means things being brought just a little bit closer, 3 rounds to 2, as Native did a very good job, but it certainly came way too close to way too close for comfort. Let me just get my teeth back in and I could say that one properly.
Yeah, I'm also struggling for the past days. I've been casting in Dutch, so trying to find those English terms again after being switching to a different language for some days. But it's good to be back.
Yeah, you have an excuse though. You're multilingual. I just can't even speak my own language.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. But yeah, either way, with now the 6th round starting, the final round for each team on their roll, the prediction has come to an end in the Twitch chat, where a total of 6 people actually casted their votes. So thank you very much for giving us your insights. Where actually it's equal. 3 votes for native, 3 votes for black, with just a lot more channel points being put on black, which basically gives them a 96% of the total channel points pool, which is impressive. But I think we just mostly look at the amount of votes, as not every country can actually do the channel points. So yeah, 3-3, it's an equal count, which is very interesting. So far it's a 2-3 score, so things can really still go anyway. It is pretty close, and I'm very happy to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're heading back up to that top floor. It seems like... Wait, no, hang on. Yes, yeah, we are. Okay,
Yeah,
I kind of got debated a little bit by the outlines. It looked like they were on the mid floor, but no. We're definitely going back up to that top floor. And we're seeing, yet again, another similar approach from Native. It's a few differences, though. We're seeing that Twitch being brought along instead of the Ying from Rookie. But apart from that, very, very similar, especially as we're still going to have the Maverick and Nomad over on the small tower. We're still going to have Ace opening things up over on the southern side of things.
That's interesting.
And this time,
sorry?
Yeah, it's the same pace as we saw in round number 2 when Native were able to win the site, definitely bringing things a lot quicker than we saw when they eventually lost it in that 3rd round.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's actually the Twitch getting the first kill on Madrino. That's the first kill, the first defender taken out, which is the Wamai. Of course, again, one of those operators which has a rechargeable gadget, which of course some ammo of that is technically lost. Meanwhile, he's actually being very effective all alone here, which is somewhat risky. He needs to be very careful because he's all alone with the diffuser here.
There's a flank as well.
There's a flank happening as well, which I was about to point out, which is actually the Jaeger, but no, sorry, not the Jaeger, excuse me, it's Tether, sorry, which actually just got a beautiful double kill, taking out 2 attackers on the way, taking out the Ace and the Maverick, both of the Heartbreacher, who did mostly of the job, so that's not too bad for them, but still, the attackers have now lost their advantage. It's now 3 versus 4 situation, with both the Frost and Diana being extremely low on HP, which might make things a bit difficult later on.
Low on time as well, only 1 minute left, so we can see Ninja is giving themselves a bit of an exit strategy from the CCTV area. So we're going to see Prism start to run on through, and that's the kill being taken out, not able to drop the hatch in time. However, the HP, especially now that Tatters has found a 3rd over on that big tower, it all comes crashing down. Lego Man with a collateral, in fact, it seems. 2 headshots right then and there. 1 and 2 done and dusted like a hot knife through butter. And that is 4 rounds to 2 for Team Black on their defense. For a map, granted, we've only seen it 3 times in the past, but historically in ESA, this map has had a 52% attacking win rate and only 48% for defense. So having those 4 rounds on the defending side could be exactly what Team Black need to take this one to victory.
Yeah, there was also Native who decided to be the attacking team on this map, so yeah, only getting 2 rounds out of that isn't ideal, as you're pointing out. Yeah, for them, I'm just hoping that the defense will just go a little bit better on this side. This is the chance to make things right, to still work things back to an equal score of a 4-4. But at the same time, Black is on a roll. They're doing pretty well so far. And yeah, it's mostly just like Lego Man and Ted are just doing so well for the team. Like, of course, all of the other players are doing a great job as well. They're just being very helpful. They're just putting all giving their bit of doing their work in the end. But Lego Man and Ted are doing a great job for their team so far. We've just seen some beautiful double kills and triple kills from them. And yeah, let's see how things will go. Now we have the roll swap, of course. The playstyle kind of changes. You're changing from offense to defense, which always switches things a little bit up. And I'm very curious to see whether this will impact the gameplay at all.
We'll just have to find out. Certainly some compositional differences. We're seeing Nock being brought along by Team Black. I don't think Nock has made an appearance since that very first round. And it didn't really come to much success for Native. However, we are seeing an Alibi and a Thorn being brought along as well. And a Warden, which we didn't see too much. And also, something I've just noticed, Rauk is bringing the Jaeger shotgun, Matt.
Oh, yeah. That's always like an interesting cocktail for some interesting gameplay. Of course, like putting the shotgun on makes you very vulnerable, as you are like basically lose your best long-range option. Like a Smoke still has like the SMG secondary weapon. which of course makes it a very decent option. But like the Jaeger only has the pistol now for the long range, and Jaeger of course has this great carbine, which is of course a very useful gun on the long range. And taking a shotgun,
and if you have a shotgun, I'd say probably put it on Warden because you have the SMG-12 as well.
Yeah.
And you've still got the same overpowered shotgun as Smoke and Mute have, so I mean, just use that, I guess. But it seems that Native don't want to play those games.
It doesn't.
Aggressive.
Yeah. Okay. I was about to say Jaeger puts himself in an interesting position to just wait for anyone to come through that bridge, but in the end things just don't go the way. He gets taken out of grenade, but then Rookie and Rise with both with a kill, but then Tender's with a kill on Rookie. That's a flank just from behind. When then Zero gets a kill on Tender, it's just a 2 versus 2 situation with Quake currently being injured. There's technically it's only Lego Man alive right now, but luckily for him, he is still being able to be revived. I'm not quite sure how he did get injured in the end, but as Zero gets a kill on Quake, it's all coming down to this 2 versus 1 situation with just Lego Man all alone, and as Rise finds the head of him, he gets taken out, and this then is a defensive win for Team Native, putting the score on a 3-4.
That's such unfortunate timing for Lego Man. That's that classic Siege timing that we all know and love. As soon as you look away, that's when they swing. Exactly what happened there. So, heading now down to the basement, it looks like we're going to see, again, very different compositions from both defense and attack, and I'm guessing we're going to see... Oh no, okay, Relx does not have the shotgun on anymore. That's a bit of a shame, but obviously you're bringing along Rookie with a mirror, you're bringing along Alibi as well. You've got enough secondary shotguns to make things work, especially as you have the Aruni as well, DMR and the Punch. You can go for the Carbine here, which is very handy and a lot more useful, I would say.
Yeah, it certainly is. And of course, Jaeger is being picked for those ADSs in this case. Of course, we do see the elbow extension happening again. A triple ADS this time being placed. Deployable shields. Yes, they have the deployable shield as well. It's currently the Alibi who has that one, who can place it there on the elbow position, which he will likely do. And yeah, like in terms of setup, things look very similar to what we often see in this bomb site. Of course, the mirror is just like an also a nice addition here, which can be very strong in these kind of bomb sites. I'm just very curious to see how the attacking team, which is Team Black, will be attacking on this kind of bomb site. Yeah. The first attackers are making their way in. We do see a lot of drone work happening as well, which is helping Lecoman to actually make a very quick entry. He's already in the shower corridor, just getting very close towards those freezer stairs. He needs to be a little bit careful though, because the Jaeger is currently just laying there. If Lecoman is not careful enough, he might be spotted, but lucky for him, the barricade has been closed. Jaeger would have just been able to look below it, but in the end, Jaeger has relocated himself. And that barricade, where I was talking about, has been opened as well. Nomad's air jabs are also being placed to prevent any of those flanks happening, but as things currently stand, every single defender is playing downstairs. So just a matter of time for the attackers to find out about this, so they know they have the full top floor control, which they can obviously use in their advantage very much.
Yeah, this should give Team Black a lot of time to concentrate their efforts into really getting an execute sorted for attacking this bomb site. Obviously, they've got still 100 seconds. We've got the EMPs coming through. I doubt that we're going to see Zara be able to trick that, especially with 0 electric claws in hand, which means all those hatches will be open. 90 seconds left. That's going to allow these attackers a lot of time, and the C4 is missed as well from Zaro, which means that opportunity to get a kill is wasted. Team Black even look like they're in a very good position here to get things done. The Aruna Gate is going to halt things just for a little bit, but as Ninja gets things underway on the kill board with that first pick, we're going to see Native need to get a bit more aggressive, especially as now Tatters has picked up too. Does find the Prisma instead, but Lego Man has burst onto the site. So 1 versus 5 for Relx. Is he even able to find one? No, it's a flawless round as Madrino does take it from the freezer. What a round from Team Black. They knew exactly what they wanted and they knew exactly how to get it. What an entry from Tatters on the bunker, and just sterling work all around.
Yeah, basically took the attack a lot of time to get the first bit of contact with any of the defenders. Basically, I think it was still 1 minute and 20 seconds on the clock, and not a single bit of damage was dealt, which was very interesting. But then just things really stepped up. Things went a lot faster. We saw indeed various double kills happening, and yeah, in the end, the flawless run for the attacking team, which is of course a great accomplishment for them, especially on the bomb side like this one. They didn't even need to contest the elbow position, really. They just got the kills, after which the elbow position was completely abandoned, and then just things took a worse turn for the defending team. And it was just picked up one by one. And yeah, the attacking team just everything seems to be going so well for them, like exactly as they were hoping for. Maybe the defending team gave them a kind of space. I'm not sure. Like, of course, they didn't. They decided not to do any roam whatsoever, which left the attacking team with a lot of time to focus on the bomb side, of course. And yeah, maybe just having like one roamer with some potential fallback options might just give the defending team just the time they need, enough time waste on the attack to just have a bit more of a chance towards the end of the round.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like it's going to be similarly bunkerish from the side of Native. We do have the Jaeger playing, Jaeger actually with some uh, accompanying from Rise, who is dipping down over on this big tower area. A bit more aggression out on the map, however, it does seem to me at least it's going to be a similar sort of thing. It just determines how quick Team Black are going to be when droning this out, because the sooner they can get those positions cleared, the faster they can get into a similar setup and situation as in the last round, where they just had so much time they were able to just overwhelm the defensive position. Although with 1 minute already off the clock, it certainly seems like it's going a bit slower. However, with fewer players actually on the site, that could provide a weakness that Team Black are able to exploit.
And this is certainly one very interesting thing we're seeing happening here, right here. Is Rice just laying sneakily like right below the default camera on the backstage, rear stage area, and he can just wait here. Like the question is whether he will be droned, and Legoman is just heading straight for those stairs, which is of course a very common place to be checked in this case. But as long as he's not being droned, which might just be the case, like it's all up to Quake, but no, he doesn't actually drone it. In it might just be Rice just exposing himself a little bit too soon, which indeed is the case. He gets spotted, he gets contested. Two drones are pointed at him. It does do a lot of damage on the ace, but unfortunately for him, it's not a kill. After which the attackers just start getting kill after another. That's Rice and Zero taken out. After which Rookie is also being taken out, but then Prism also with a kill there on Lego Man, bringing things to a 2 versus 4 situation.
Yeah, not a flawless round this time, but it looks like it might be heading that way. However, Relk might have something to say about that. Finds a kill onto Ninsa, but Madrino answers back. It's just Prism in a 1 versus 3. Kalka is quite low. Tatus is down to about 60 HP as well, but now this diffuser is starting to get planted. The cover just seems like it will be too strong, especially from this far-flung position out in blue bunker. The swing not even caught out, and that's Tatus to find it. That gives Black a considerable advantage. They now are on map point 6 rounds to 3.
Yeah, 6 rounds to 3 indeed, double the amount of points that their opponent has, which of course puts them in a great position to be in. They must feel very confident at this point. They have some room for error from now on. Of course, they want to just end this match as soon as possible, especially since, of course, the amount of rounds that you have played and that were scored against you do matter in this competition in case you tie up with someone. So, of course, for that reason, it's very important to end a game as quickly as possible. But, of course, they must feel very confident right now because they do have some options to just there's some room for error at this point. If they lose a round, there's no big problem. They just need to win one in the upcoming 3 rounds, which of course is a great position to be in. No, never a team has lost 3 rounds in a row so far during this match. So yeah, they should be good, but of course there's a very good chance that Native, like, they know what they're up against right now. They know what to do. They know how they should fight back, and yeah, this might also just give them the right kind of energy to pull it off, and they might just win 3 rounds in a row, but we'll see.
10 seconds to go.
We'll just have to see. Obviously, at this point, it does look like Team Black might be taking this one. However, 3 rounds in a row to get to overtime, certainly not unheard of, but it will require a bit more of a step up from the players of Native. You've got only one player that doesn't have a negative KD, and they're still 7-7. So the stat line not looking great, especially on the other side when you have Tatters going 13-4. You've got Lego Man 10-6. just looks like a much more well-rounded and a much more stacked roster. So when it comes down to these late round moments, those final fights, it just does seem to be Team Black winning them even again and again and again.
Yeah, indeed. It's just Black is like in a really good position right now, and yeah, with this potential final round happening, it's actually starting out well for Team Black.
Yeah.
As Madrino actually finds the first, as Relic's taken off the board. It's a Legion, one of those operations you don't want to lose early on, as he can be very useful towards the end of the rounds. The more Legion months he puts, the more he can slow down his enemy. And unfortunately, lots of kills happening right now. But Zetta's with a kill on Rook, then Zero with a kill on Tethers. It's a 3 versus 4 situation at this moment. It's another defender going down with Zero with the kill right there. A 2 versus 4, double the amount of attackers alive compared to defense, but Prison luckily takes out Lego Man, brings things back to a 2 versus 3 situation, which is still doable for the defending team, but still the one-man short, and might get very difficult for them.
Yeah, this does look like it could be all over, especially with this vertical play coming in now as well. That's going to provide a lot of opportunities for the attack to keep watch. However, that still does not compare to being on that same floor. However, it might not even matter, as Madrino finds Zaro. It's now just Prism, one of the best players for his team so far in this map, does find the first on to the knock. There's still 2 players left to find. Position now known as well. Diffuser still in the hands of Kalka, so is starting to get planted. 1 minute left. There's a prone angle. Could just be all the Overwatch they need, but he's aware of it, and the player gets injured. Can he get the flick? Oh, it's Scrappy. 1 HP for the Aruni, but no. Melusi even, but no. That will not be it. Team Black claim things here. 7 rounds to 3. It was very nearly a clutch from the Melusi of Team Native Zaro, but it just was not to be.
Yeah, very interesting impact throw towards the end of the round. If she would have just pulled out of the gun, she might actually have been able to get the lucky headshot right there on the ace. Her aim was correct, but of course the impact is just much slower than a gun, slower than a bullet. And I'm just a bit questioning that play right there. But of course, it's all in the moment, all in the heat of the moment. And those kind of decisions can be a bit tricky. But unfortunately for her, no kill right there. Which means, of course, that is Black winning this match against Native with a 3-7 score, which is a very nice score for them, which will certainly help Team Black to get further up in their group, where they're already doing a great job so far.
Yeah, like you say, very well played by both teams, but Team Black certainly had a much better showing of things here. And you know what? The attacking side from Native did go well. They did get those 2 rounds, and the rounds they did win as well tended to be quite good. We also saw the clutch coming through in round number 3, which realistically you can think maybe shouldn't have happened. Maybe it should have been a 3-3. Things should have been different. But as things stand, yeah, like we say, outclassed by Team Black today. However, still a strong showing, and now with only 7 teams in this group, that means that only 3 teams are going to be eliminated. But that does mean that the room for error is a little bit lower now that every team has 1 less match to play.
Yeah, indeed. And it makes things much more interesting right now. We are in week 3, indeed, like you're saying. So next week, week 4 will be happening. And after that, we will be past the half point of this competition. So I think after the next week, we will have got a decent job, a decent ID of which team will technically have a good chance to end up in the top 4 position. But of course, things will still be able to change from that point on. But we'll get a much clearer view. So yeah, that's basically it for this first match of today. We were bringing up the schedule right here again. Like we already explained before, the first match was Native versus Black, which of course was won by Black with a 3-7 score. We'll just be heading to Palokarki versus Penta right in a short moment. This first match was done a little bit sooner than expected. So we'll try our best to get the next match on the screen as soon as possible. But for now, we'll just have a short break, after which we'll be back to Palokarki versus Penta, the final match for today. So we're just going to have a short break. Hopefully about 15 to 20 minutes, we'll be back with the next map and the final map for today. So just grab a drink, grab a snack, and we'll see you guys very soon. So bye-bye.
welcome back. It's us again. We're still here,
We're still
still
here.
gracing your screens with our beautiful faces. Well, maybe not that one over there, but
Excuse me.
anyway, we've got another game, don't we, Max?
We do, of course, a very interesting match. Let's just bring up back the schedule that we saw earlier.
Mhm.
Today's schedule. Of course, we started off with Native versus Black, which was won by Team Black with a 3-7 score. A pretty interesting match, but of course, Black in the end winning this match. Thus earning a lot of points for their group. But now the second match for today, and also the final match for today, is Palokarki versus Penta. This will be the final match for today. Palokarki, we have already talked a bit about them before. Palokarki so far hasn't been able to win a single match so far. Actually, no, sorry, that's not right. Oh, they did win one match, but it was a free win, I guess. Let me just quickly bring up the information here. Did they win a match? Yeah, it was a forfeit win against Dagoni. So they did get one forfeit win, and then they play one match which they lost 0-7 against Vivid, which is of course not too
Yes.
good of an accomplishment. And even considering
No.
that then Vivid had a very close match against Penta, the team where Palokarki will be playing against right now. Doesn't mean too much good news for them, like as I explained before, but there's also a very good chance that they just had a terrible day that day against Vivid and that they will do much better right now. I'm certainly hoping so. I'm not looking forward to see a 0-7 happening between these two teams. But yeah, we'll see. Like, we don't have not much information to go on from Polakarki so far. So today we'll get a better idea of what they're really capable of. But yeah, to see where we will actually be playing today, let's just jump into the map, and I'll say.
Yeah. Let's get into it then. We have obviously Palakaki on the left hand side, Penta on the right, and it will be Penta who start things off today with their first ban. It's going to be Skyscraper. Not very surprising, obviously. We've said it before, we'll say it again. Not one of the more common maps. Same thing with Cafe. They've both been played about 3 or 4 times so far. Border as well. It's got quite a low pick rate. I think that's around that sort of 3 or 4 mark as well. However, next to Bank and Clubhouse. Now, Clubhouse has been played about 7 times, so it's almost as much as Chalet, which is still in the pool. In fact, we've still got our same 3 maps: Chalet, Oregon, and Villa, like we had in the final 3 from the last one. No repeat as Oregon taken away, which means it's between Chalet and Villa. So it will be Villa that we're going to. Bit of a nice surprise, bit of a switch up. And Penta decide to start things out on that defensive side. That's going to be Palakaki starting on the attack.
Yeah, indeed. And we're just waiting for the teams to be ready for this match. But yeah, indeed, Villa it will be. How many times did we really see Villa yet during this competition? I don't think we have seen it too many times yet. Of course, Villa is often like kind of like in the middle in terms of like pick count. So far,
We've
Villa
seen
is
it.
7.
This
Oh,
is the 7th time we've seen it,
just
actually.
as
So,
much as Clubhouse then. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's interesting because Clubhouse was last season was I think a little bit underpicked compared to right now, and Villa I think just as much. So that's actually a good thing that both of these maps are doing well. Very interesting to see that Bank and Border are not doing well at all. Also, Team Park is actually doing the worst at this point. After we've already seen Skyscraper 3 times, which we barely saw last season. But yeah, for now we'll just be heading to Villa. It's Palokarki starting on the attack, where Penta will be starting on the defense, and yeah, I'm very curious to see how this match will be going. Again, like I explained, we're just waiting for a go from the boards to start this match. Just waiting for all the players to be ready in their hand games to make sure this match will be fair and square. So we can have like a nice match coming up right now. Meanwhile, there's also production running in the Twitch chat, so make sure to cast your vote on which team you're thinking that will win, or that you're just hoping to win, so we can get a little bit of insight from you viewers once the prediction has run out. So yeah, for now we're just waiting for this final match of today to start, and yeah, it's just a moment of just a bit of time till we hear from the boards till this match can really start off, and so we can really jump into this game of today. Let's just see.
What are your thoughts? Who do you reckon Penta will win, or do you reckon that we'll see Palakaki take things?
I mean, in terms of like statistics, what we have recorded so far, it should be a Penta win. Penta is doing much better so far, and in terms, like that, in terms of that, we can expect some things of Penta. Penta, of course, also a big name. So like that's also creating some kind of expectations from them. At the same time, it's really hard to judge on Palakaki. We don't know too much about them. And that's kind of scary. Like I also don't think in what extent they are participating in other competitions. I don't think they're doing that much. So also for Penta, there's not much material to study on.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, like you mentioned, we've seen Penta more as well because they haven't had that forfeit victory yet, whereas we have had that for Palakaki. So yeah, they've only really had that one map, and it didn't really go very well, which means we didn't actually get to see much from them inside of that game.
No, indeed we didn't. And as the map is actually now starting, we're seeing the introduction video of Villa. I should like to see the nice Italian landscape right there. So we're actually now starting with this match where we'll start with the operator bands. And let's see what they got in store for us here.
Heading off to Tuscany for this one, Max, as you know I like to say. And it's going to be Jackal taken off the board right there. So the Spanish operator, the Spanish attacker, not going to be played in this one. Possibly going to see... Never mind, what I was going to say was wrong. We're seeing a Yana ban. So...
Interesting.
Definitely going to be targeted towards, obviously, Palakaki know that Penta are very prolific fraggers, so that's not going to be very difficult to see why this banned Yana. Obviously, nades as well are quite handy. And we're seeing Solus being banned out, which... almost. Nearly there. We've got... I don't know if you can see it on the overlay, Max, but we've got like the thing that shows when an image isn't loading.
Oh, really? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. Is it?
So. I was about to go, guys. We've got Solus on the overlay now, but no, it's still just not loading, unfortunately.
Ah man.
However, Valkyrie is going to be that other defensive operator that is banned away, which you can see why the Valkyrie cameras, especially on a map as big as Villa, they're quite handy. You can hide them in a lot of places.
Yeah, they certainly are. Like, Valkyrie is such a versatile operator, which you often see played on this map, and often banned on this map as well. So therefore, it's very understandable to see a Valkyrie ban. And yeah, to just get back to that Solus, I was already ready to say, like, our friends at MapBand finally added it at our request.
Yes, so was I.
But something clearly went wrong there. Maybe the file was just processing or something, because it was added very shortly ago. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to be shown. I can try one more time, but I just don't think it will. Just tell me if it's shown right now or not.
Nope, it's the same.
Yeah, same. Okay, then I want to just hide it instead. So just remember, guys, Solus is banned. There's nothing showing there, but you can see it in the in-game overlay from Siege itself. But Solus is the remaining banned operator there. But yeah, Villa, here we go. Like one of those maps that I really like to see on stream. It's a really interesting map. It's one of the bigger maps in the map pool. With the entire basement not even being used really in Bomb, which just makes it a very interesting map. I don't think there's any other map where an entire floor is just not being used.
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, that makes this map just very interesting, and I'm very curious to see how things will go. And actually, attackers are already making their way towards the bomb site, or actually the building, I should say, of which one is like, or one of the defenders which is actually playing in a very interesting position is Risk, taking huge risk, you could say.
Yeah,
huge risk. He's taking huge risk. He's just laying there, and like below him is even a frost trap. So I don't know. Like if you're just gonna jump into the window without checking anything, you're gonna be up for your usual place, you know.
Well, it doesn't even matter as that's Aina to find the opening pick there on the Frost, taking out Hartika, the Otter, and Risk has been spotted out, but he might not be aware that the Frost mat is there. Tiro, though, does find a trade onto Hartika. It was actually Timo that found that opener. Frost mat has been spotted out, so Risk, their death was completely in vain, and as we head into this final sort of 1 minute 45. We've got about half the round left as Tiro trying to do a bit of a dip and a dodge and a weave. It's Aina that finds a second, so it's just Penguin and Wani left in this situation. As Wani does find one onto the Mozzie. Half the round has gone, and so have half the players, Max.
Yeah, indeed, it's a 2 versus 3 situation. A very interesting approach from the defending team. In the end, it did start off really, really well. Even though with the weird play from Risk right there, they managed to bring things quickly to a very fortunate, how do you say it, man count for them. But now things are back to 2 versus 3. Still the advantage for the defending team, but with only 1 minute on the clock, their time is starting to run out for the attacking team, especially as they're just making the entrance or re-entering really as they have been inside before. Although Penguin is actually able to find Dr. Nesco. That's a beautiful kill right there on the Goyo. That's the Goyo of the board, potentially even losing his T4 as he potentially did not use it yet. But this brings things to a 2 versus 2 where the Sledge is very low in HP. Also, Ace lost almost half of his HP. Well, the 2 remaining defenders are full, so it should technically be in the advantage of the defenders here, especially with the clock ticking on. But we'll see how things will go. Ace still has his breaching utility, which he's able to use on the vault wall right there, which does give him some extra opportunities. But with the remaining 20 seconds, things are going to be very closed right here.
Yeah, it's just going to be on Penguin and Wani to find these kills in the last seconds, and this angle from Aina is certainly going to be a very difficult one to contest. Ooh. That's a triple in the round, make it a quad. 4 kills for the Frost. So that's Penta starting where they left off, and Palakaki still have not won a round inside of ESA, or at least in Season 5, and they're now 0-8, and if it wasn't for the fourth victory, that is where their round count would be officially. Obviously, they do have those 7 rounds, but yeah, still yet to find a round in Season 5. When will it come?
That's the question. Of course, it is the 3rd week, so that 3rd match technically, with just 4 to go. Although, yeah, 4 to go still for them. So this is really the question, yeah, where will things go for Palakaki? They're certainly struggling so far, but of course there's still plenty of options for them to make things right. Like technically, if they even still lose this match and then start winning everything afterwards, they still have a decent chance to make it into top 4. But of course, chances will get the more and more slim, the more rounds and matches they will lose. So it's really a good moment for Palakaki to start waking up, to start performing. Because if they don't do anything anytime soon, then the chances will get much slimmer for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you say, you've got to wonder when they will actually make that progress, because they still haven't won a round in actual play so far. And they've got to start winning stuff eventually. Obviously, Penta are a very good team, don't get me wrong. Probably one of the best in the group. So this starting out with Vivid and Penta certainly is not going to be an easy start. But even still, you've got to be taking rounds off of the big hitters, otherwise you're not going to have a chance really when it comes to, even if they do make it to the playoffs. Against the other teams, you know, it's risky.
Sorry? I didn't catch your last part. I think you were being cut out a bit.
I was just talking about even if they do make playoffs, you know, the possibility that they get very far is not going to be high if they can't get these rounds off of these top teams in their group, because it's going to be teams of a similar caliber from each of the other groups that do make it through to playoffs.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Well, meanwhile, this round, the 2nd round of this match has been going on. There's just, like, the first minute is just ending right there. Just Aina, who has been damaged a little bit, but not much has happened ever since. It's a Hootie Tootie, interesting name, just rappelling there on the window, just waiting for anyone to just make their way towards the 90 window. A very high traffic area where he can easily cut down someone, but he's very much aware that someone is currently playing below, and that's an easy kill for him right there. A headshot on Risk, again taking the risk, which is not paying off for him, and the Mozzie just barely missed there. There could have been a nice headshot for him, but unfortunately he's not finding him, after which the Mozzie safely falls back towards the bomb site.
Yeah, this 90 position is being heavily contested by both teams as half the round has gone by. It's a much slower progression than we saw the last time around. However, this main breach is starting to be opened up with the assistance of Hatika on the Thatcher. And the Flores coming through as well, Timu with those nasty Roteros. And we can see Hooty still trying to find these angles on through 90. However, Wani has found themselves down, possibly in a, no, not even in a frost mat, just very unlucky of the angles there from the defense through the wall that, ironically, the ace himself opened. Timo taking some shots from that angle as well. That's Aina, but the upside down repel might just prove too difficult. More shots coming through. It's going to be very close, but that is Tiro finally collecting onto the Ying of Hooty. 35 seconds left as things are falling apart for Palakaki. It's now a 2 versus 4, making it 1 versus 4. It's Penguin, Aina on another triple, possibility to make it 2 quad kills in a row. 25 seconds left on the clock for Penguin to try and clutch out this 1 versus 4. It's almost just a formality now. The writing is on the wall, especially as Tiro is being picked back up. The Claymore does find 1, but where'd you go from there? Actually, no, that was the gun.
It was the gun, yeah. The Claymore did explode. It was triggered, but just right before the Claymore did do the actual damage, the gun of the Sledge did do the final bit of damage, which caused him to, in the end, get that kill. But yeah, either way, that's another round there for Penta. Things are going in the way. 2 defensive rounds there in a row, which sets Penta on a very nice start off to the rest of this.
Although it is filler. So,
it is Villa. I mean, yeah, like it can go any way. Like I'm not even sure what the current statistics are for Villa in ESA. Actually, I got them right here. Okay, yeah, that is a 61.7 percentage for defense compared to the 38.3 percentage on the attack, which is yeah, let's say it's a huge difference. So technically, yeah, the defenders should really have the advantage here, which we are seeing from Penta so far. So there's still some options there for Palakaki, especially when they go towards the defense themselves. But for now, it's Penta doing a good job on their defense start. Just
especially because you have those 2 like primary bomb sites on the top floor that are very strong.
Yep.
So if Palakaki are going to get an attacking round, it'll be here on the tertiary bomb site, kitchen and dining. So this is where they really need to show what they can do. And I've just noticed that Penguin was floating a Grim for a bit, but has picked over onto the Buck instead.
Yeah, Grim, again, one of those operators who really needs to find their potential still within the game. It's still possible. For example, Warden, how many seasons did it really take for Warden to find his? It took several. So there's still some chances for those kind of operators to find their role within the game. But it just hasn't really happened yet. Of course, there is those specific situations where a Sans or a Grim can be very useful. But yeah, it hasn't been really found yet.
Still searching, instead going to go for the Buck, a much more well-rounded option, especially when you're dealing with the sort of vertical pressures that you will have to try and deliver to the defenses from that top floor, you know, thinking about the master bedroom side and everything. Looking at that top floor, you're going to want to have as much vertical pressure as possible, so you have the Sledge, have the Buck. No breach charges, but you've got the 2 soft breaches, so that is probably going to be good enough. However, the opening pick is going to go the way of Tiru, and that is the Buck going off the board. So thankfully, there was that contingency plan. However, it doesn't look like it's going very far, as that's Hooty and Timu being taken out as well. Aina with the prone angle finds a second, and Wani very quickly, within the first minute in fact, finds himself in a 1 versus 5.
Yeah, Penta really needs to calm their tits. Like, within the first minute, they're taking out 4 players there on the side of Palakaki. I can imagine how frustrating this must be for the attacking team right here. Of course, just losing around, like, I mean, probably losing around. It isn't lost yet, but of course, in a very much losable position right here. And I must just feel absolutely terrible for them. Yeah, this round practically is over. Of course, there's still a good chance that Gridlock will be able to get some kills, but unfortunately the scope is just zoomed too much, but he doesn't even really see Tim jumping down right there. And this is then a flawless round for Penta, which was an absolute aggressive, dominating round for Penta.
Yeah.
Not giving Palakaki any room or whatsoever. And then, of course, the tactical timeout does come out from Palakaki, which makes total sense after losing 3 rounds just like that, especially that 3rd one. And yeah, that could be a good moment for Palakaki to see, like, hey guys, what can we do to actually win a round at least against Penta? Because so far, we're not doing a good job.
No, and the thing is as well is the tertiary site, the one where the attack should be most comfortable, was the flawless round out of them. And when you count the other two rounds combined, they've only found 5 kills total. And
Yeah.
you're looking at that, and you have Aina who is on 9 kills themselves.
Uh-huh.
So you've got just truly a ridiculous showing from Aina so far,
Mm-hmm.
and Palakaki just not able to really contest with any of Penta. And yeah, something has got to change. So hopefully this timeout is going to prove fruitful because the attackers can thrive on Villa. We've seen it happen,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean Penta just looks so strong right now.
Yeah, like if Palakaki only was able to get those 5 kills in one round, then it would have been helpful for them. But so far, indeed, it's not really doing too much for them yet. They're just they're just able to pick 1 or 2 kills per round so far, and that's just not ideal. You need more. You need to stay alive longer. You need to get more control. They haven't even really been inside the bomb site, I think. No, I don't think they have been. So if they can at least make it towards the doorstep of the bomb site, they do have a much better chance. And so far, that's not really happening yet. And it would be good to see that happen. So first of all, try to stay away, try to stay alive longer, win some more gunfights, don't lose people early on, and then just get a good grip over the building, get close towards the bomb site, open up some walls, get a bit of control here and there, information, and then eventually they could go for their execute, which could in the end result in them winning a round. But it's step by step, and if they just miss one of those, then things might not really go their way.
Yeah, that's all you need to do. Not
Yeah,
much. It's
that's
just
Siege explained.
just only a few simple steps there. It's nothing too much. Obviously, no, we're joking here, but there are those basic things that are being missed by Palakaki. It seems like, and that's going to be not helping. Aina once again with the opening pick, 10 kills, double digits on the board.
Wow.
And we're only just starting round 4, Max. This could be an absolutely monstrous performance.
Yeah.
I think in Siege comp, the best of 1 kill record is I think 26 kills.
Oh damn.
Which, I mean, is truly a ridiculous number, and Penta would probably need to lose some rounds for Aina to get close to that. However, it does not seem like it's going to happen as Teemu, once again, it's a very quick shutout from Penta, and very quickly, this looks like it could be going towards a second flawless round in a row. Teemu is so low, as Aina had a second kill, maybe even a third in that moment. Nesto with the wall bang, and Penta once again just so damn strong, Max.
Yeah.
I mean, just wow.
Yeah, did Palukaki already use their tactical timeouts? They could really use it at this moment.
Yes. Yeah, they literally just used it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, unfortunately, not having any effects so far for them, which is very unfortunate. I really would love to see them win some rounds on this point.
Living library. Oh yes.
Ooh, okay. I mean, yeah, like it is a bomb site, and it is being played sometimes. It's not necessarily a terrible bomb site. It's just a complicated one. It's a difficult one.
Difficult to defend, certainly, but also it's difficult to defend, but also difficult to attack. I don't know how that works, but it does.
For the attack, it's just also difficult because it's kind of unknown. Like, I don't think many teams are prepared to attack a bomb site like this. And if you're a team who's prepared
we've got a Kavira.
What? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I love it.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, but like if you're prepared to defend a bomb site like this, if you know how to defend it, then you're gonna have a huge surprise coming for the attacking team. They just don't know what to do. I'm wondering to what extent we will see any top floor presence, which I'm not seeing at the moment, which is kind of surprising to me because I would expect it, as most of the bomb site can actually be breached from above. So far it's surprising to me that we don't see any defender towards the top floor yet. So that might be one of their weaknesses in this kind of setup. But yeah, let's just see like how things will go. It's just really up to the attacking team to just make the difference here to finally win the rounds. Mozzie already coming with the rounds. I was about to spectate him.
No
it's Hooty Tooty getting injured. But luckily it is one of the attacking players, the Ash, being able to pick up the aggressive Mozzie play. Real Tyro. taking him out. Hooty Tooty being revived, being back in play, and that's a 5 versus 4 situation. And finally, things are starting off in the advantage of the attacking team, which is Palokarki. The question is whether they will be able to hold up this kind of advantage.
I don't know, because I think that's the first time we've seen Palokarki get that opening pick.
Yeah.
And this is such an angle from Dr. Nesto as well.
It is.
It just seems like Penta are just going to play this really aggressively. They've kind of let go of the strats a little bit because they're confident that they can win this on sort of gunfights alone, especially as you have Risk roaming down in that basement, who can just be such a nuisance, such a thorn in the side, and we might even see, I don't want to say the I word, but we might even see an interrogation come through. However, the air jab does go off, is going to alert Palokarki of that position. However, Hartika is going down, and Risk actually is able to secure the kill onto Hooty Tooty with the pistol, even while silent stepping. I guess that's just how low they were. As a drop does come through from Dr. Nesto, finds a second, and the swing onto Wonny as well. You should not get that flick. And now it's all down to Penguin in the 1 versus 4. Half the round is gone, but most of the players of Palokarki are as well. It's 80 seconds left. Penguin on the Ash here, the only player with a kill in this round. And disaster, catastrophe even for the Finnish team as well. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but they look finished.
They certainly do look finished. It's a 1 versus 4 situation with Ash still full HP, but on the other side of the team, they do have healing stations. The Cap can just damage a little bit and can easily heal himself back up. First, Ash is entering the building to retrieve the diffuser, which is down in the dining room, from where the Ash does have some opportunities to progress further on. He needs to be very careful, though, because there's some defenders playing very close to that Ash, and I think just in a matter of seconds, Ash will get into the first gunfight. Might just get the easy kill on the Capcan there, as the Capcan is crossed, but misses the shots, and unfortunately, yes, he still gets a kill. Will he get a second? No, unfortunately not. It's Aina with the final kill there on Penguin, taking him out. Another round for Penta, and so far, Penta on a flawless 0-5 score, which is bringing them 1 round closer and 1 round away from the match points. And the flawless half.
Palokarki have to win a round at some point, right?
They should. You would hope so.
Surely.
Yeah, like maybe.
Surely they win a round at some point.
It will be very desirable for them. Like, if we just look at the schedule, there's still some opponents waiting for them. Like, they will still play against Native. They will still play against MVG UK, Team Black, and Team Bubots. So there's still some opportunities for them, and maybe just Penta isn't the right opponent for them to shine. But if you cannot even get 1 round against Penta, I don't think things are looking too great for the remainder of this competition.
No,
like
especially it would be 2 0-7s in a row as well.
Yes,
That's the thing.
And also an additional forfeit.
The only rounds that they would have on the actual scoreboard are from a forfeit 7-0 victory.
Yeah.
So realistically, so far, it has been Palokarki are 0-12 in rounds in ESA Cup Season 5.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be happening.
No, definitely shouldn't.
Just shouldn't be happening.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, of course, there's still chances for them, but like against Penta, they're not doing too well right now. And yeah, if they don't secure this match, things will look very difficult for them. There's still good opponents coming up in the future matches. Yeah, already losing against Vivid and potentially losing against Penta as well. It will not look too good. Luckily, things are somewhat starting off positively for Team Palokarki. This time there's no spawn peek happening against them, like not connecting any bit of damage done or any kill happening, which did in the previous round. So at least that's some kind of positivity for them. But let's just see how they do for the remainder of the round. Whether they will be able to make a proper entry towards the bomb site or the building. They do see the long barrel of Aina, which is sticking out from the door, so they should know about his position. But the question is, who will win this gunfight?
Yeah, Hartika yet to get on the board as well, so this could be very big for that sledge if they are able to find the opening pick here. As it turns out, Tin is still lurking over towards this top main position. In fact, looking towards the downstairs as well. Dr. Nesto on the alibi, catching out Wonny from all the way over the master bedroom. And there's just no comms, it seems like, because Hooty Tooty nearly gets caught out from the exact same position just a couple of seconds later.
Yeah, of course.
It's just those little things that just end up just working out so poorly. Hooty Tooty is going to find themselves confirmed by that impact grenade. And as things go, this is not looking good for Palakaki. It looks like Penta might get a 6-0 on the board here. And then they have to win that defense flawlessly to have a chance of winning the map. Obviously, we're seeing Penta do a pretty good job of it, so it's certainly possible. But when you have a team that's so outclassed like this, it's very rare to see them come back, even 1 or 2 rounds, honestly.
Yeah, it's certainly they're in a very difficult position. Might be a free kill right here for the Ace, but unfortunately, just hitting him 1 bullet in the back is not enough to take out Darknesco, who's just playing out of there. But in the end, it's Hartika, the Sledge, who's just rotating outside just to get that freebie kill right there. It's not really helping that much for now, as the players outside, they cannot do much against the attack of the attacking team. But at least it's 1 more kill, which can make things look a little bit better. But yeah, for now it's 40 seconds
Not
remaining.
much.
Yeah, it's not doing too much. It's 4 defenders still remaining, just waiting for them. And as Penguin does find Tim, however, it's a 3v3. But things don't last too long for Penguin, as he does get taken out by real Tyro. Tyro, however, with another kill there on Hatika, and a risk getting the final kill, securing that 0-6 score, the flawless health. 14 Penta, bringing us right now to match point for Penta and roll swap, where we'll see Palakaki now playing as the defending team and Penta playing as the attacking team. Like you pointed out before, defense should be in the advantage here. So will this be the final moment for Palakaki to still get a chance to win some rounds? It certainly should go a little bit better for them from now on. But I can also imagine that they're they don't have a good feeling about this match anymore, which might just have a negative impact on their gameplay. But we'll see.
Yeah.
This would be a good moment for them.
Like you say, the mental could be shot, I think is what you're trying to say, the mental game. And also, like, attack can thrive on Villa. You know, while it's uncommon, it's certainly not rare to see 4-2 or 5-1 attacking half on Villa. So Palakaki definitely shouldn't feel content here. There's definitely a lot of room for Penta to win this 7-0. They need to keep their heads in the game.
Yeah, this could be a good moment for them to at least win some rounds, to get a bit of morale, boosting morale. That's the word I was looking for earlier, morale.
Yeah.
One of those things that, of course, easily gets destroyed in these kind of situations. We also already saw, like, earlier with the run out, the spawn, like the peak from Alibi outside. No communication seemed to be happening. Of course, there was a good chance that there's no kill cams. So, of course, there was a good chance that the player just didn't really necessarily know where the shots exactly were coming from. But at least the person should have been able to pinpoint from which direction they were coming, and that should have been called out, which seemingly did not happen or wasn't received by the player, which of course resulted in a very unfortunate second kill. But yeah, as the round
or
is,
at least, if we don't want to say there's no communication, but certainly very scrappy or messy communication at the very least. You know, we don't want to say this team just isn't talking to each other, because quite likely they are. But it just can be quite scrappy. However, Penguin does find the opening there, and Hartika with a second doubling down for Palakaki. However, Risk is going to find themselves shut out. That Frost finding 2 on the round, and Max, this looks a lot better from Palakaki.
This is like the complete opposite that we have seen in the previous rounds. Like usually, that's super unfortunate for Tim. Just walking backwards up the red stairs, the Frost trap, just waiting as a little nasty present right there, and just stepping in it, getting injured and then getting taken out. Where everything is now coming down to Aina, the top fragger of Team Penta. Currently still on 13 kills, which still is a beautiful amount, which is like a decent track to get close to the record of, I believe it was 70 kills, which was tweeted by ESA yesterday or something. But as the match might not last too much longer, those chances will get a little bit slimmer. But right now, 5 versus 1 situation, exactly what Palakaki was hoping for, what was looking for is just a Frost playing there on the main stage, just so close to the Hibana. But as Hibana gets at least 1 kill, it cannot be a flawless round for Palakaki anymore. And as Aina is now in a 4 versus 1 situation, with still 21 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock, he does have some options, and I'm just waiting for the Frost to peak. Like, there's so many opportunities right there where Aina is just completely focused on something else, and the Frost is just not doing anything. I mean, rather play it safe, you could say. The Frost doesn't necessarily need to peak, but in the end, it would have been good to just end the round right there. But yeah, Aina is still in play, just relocating himself and trying from a different angle.
still possible to get this 1 versus 5 as well. Some decent time on the board, especially. Oh, this Goyo is just so close. They've spotted each other now, though, and that is going to be information gained for both teams. Default cam shot out. Obviously, they were watching that, and the angle onto Study. Oh, maybe did still spot Timu. Those shots will confirm it, though. However, with 30 seconds left now, that timer is still ticking down like it likes to do. Take out the Frost Mat. There you go. Don't want to get caught out by that. No hard breach being used, and even in this late point in the round. And oh, that's a lovely thread of the needle. But again, it just seems like too little, too late for the Hibana. Gets a third. No, this can't end like this, Max. It's a quad kill. 10 seconds left. Aina does not have diffuser. Just has to chase this down. Bearing 9 in hand. Hartika saves it the last moment. 4 kills on the round for that Frost. And that is Palakaki getting their first round on the board in the tournament. But man, that came way, way, way too close.
That could have been the play of the season, even potentially, if that would have been an ace clutch. It could have been like the play of the season, which people will be talking about for weeks, for months even. But unfortunately, the 4K, that's where it stays, that's where it ends. And at least Palokaki finally secures their first round in a 1-6 score right now. Still match point for Penta. 5 rounds to go for Palokaki to deny that. But at least the first step, even though it's a tiny one, has finally been set. But
Yeah.
damn, that was an interesting round.
Oh, I kind of wanted the clutch to go through, to be honest.
Sorry?
I kind of wanted the clutch to go through, to be honest. I just feel like it just
Content, man,
that would have
content.
just been yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do it for the content, yeah. Yeah, no, at least I'm super happy for Palokaki to finally secure a round. It was about time. It was, of course, like, it was now or never. Because if they would have lost a round, the match would have been over with a 0-7 score, which is a bit shameful.
17-2, by the way, from Aina. That's literally only their second death in the entire game.
And didn't ESA like post that the record was currently sitting on 17 as well?
I think it was 18. I think it was 18.
Let me just double check that.
From,
yeah, I want to bring it up.
I don't know who, but yeah. I think it was 18 kills. So Aina definitely on track to keep things up like that. Yeah, maybe that was all like a ploy just to get Aina just a lot more kills.
Yeah, he's good on track. It's currently with a kill record of 18 kills. So Aina is just 1 kill away to get the same amount of kills, but just 2 away from actually breaking that record, which will be a cool thing to see. But now again, of course, it's up to the defending team, which is Palokaki, to win another round, to try the best. And let's actually see how things will be going.
I mean, if you're Palokaki, you want things to go similar to the last round, obviously without the possibility of a 1v5 happening. But it's certainly going to be, you want to find similar success, especially in that early round. Interesting composition from Penta being brought along. You have that Blackbeard, which is probably the highlight, whereas you have Nock, you have Dokkaebi. While they might have been fairly uncommon picks, they're now sort of coming into the meta. That's a lovely swing from Penguin. However, Tim finds Hootie Tootie kind of lacking on those main stairs. The hop-in from the Blackbeard as well of Dr. Nesto is going to find that one through. Oh, the melee's missed, and that's going to allow actually Wani to find that kill. Now it's a 3 versus 3 as Penguin had a bit of a whiff there on the Blackbeard, but sometimes you just can't even begin to comprehend what goes through people's minds.
Yeah, one of the things is also, they almost seem to forget about the Mirror still playing here, but in the end, it's still Mirror being taken out. After much of a struggle, Tyro will get another kill on Wani. It's all coming down to Hartika, the Mozzie, in this 1 versus 3 situation, the only remaining player for Palokaki. He needs to clutch this. He needs to get 3 kills right here, right now, in order to still have a chance to get further kills.
Oh, no!
What a way to lose this round. A very unfortunate one. The air jab in close proximity takes out the Mozzie. And this round is then going to Penta, putting the score on 1-7. What a match.
Yeah, very well played by Penta. Aina definitely the MVP there. 17 kills, not quite breaking the kill record, but got quite close to it. I mean, what what can you say
Oh,
there?
that's the wrong screen. Excuse me. That's not the first time that's happening. Excuse me. We're of course looking for the post-game chat, but yeah, continue. Sorry.
Um, Again, just very well played by Penta. You just can't put a price on players like that. That was just truly outstanding.
Yeah. It was like a huge accomplishment by Penta. Like again, we must point out Palokarki is not the best performing team up to this point. So maybe this match wasn't either too difficult for Penta, but either way, I still must point out that Penta did do a very good job on this match. Like whether their opponent wasn't doing as well, it doesn't matter. They did do a good job. And we can, of course,
Yeah,
see that in the result with a 1-7 score. Unfortunately, not a flawless win, just a one-round win by Palokaki, even though Penta did get so close to
only
winning it
just.
0-7.
Yeah.
Just so close. And also just barely missing out on that kill record. 70 kills, super impressive either way. And yeah, still a very interesting match to be looking at. So yeah, beautiful match. I've been absolutely enjoying this one. But just yeah,
It's been
Penta.
a fun evening.
It has been a fun evening for sure. Yeah, it's certainly been a fun evening, and yeah, that was basically the matches for today. Of course, tomorrow we have more matches coming up. I'm just bringing up the schedule. Bubots versus Vivids UTD. That's the first match for tomorrow, and will actually also be the only match because, as I have pointed out earlier, Dragoni unfortunately has been disqualified from the competition due to their inactivity. So MVG did already get the free win for that match. Actually, the remaining of the group, everyone got a free win against Dragoni, as they haven't been able to play any match at all. Two were forfeited, and the rest was DQ, forfeit DQ. But yeah, either way, only one match coming up tomorrow, which is Bubots versus Vivids, where even Bubots, as far as I heard, will do a little name change. It's still pretty similar, but as far as I understood, they will rename themselves towards RIP Bubots Esports. I'm not sure whether that's a good thing to be renamed to that. It doesn't sound too positive about their own team name. But either way, we'll see tomorrow. And that match will be casted by Shambarin and Arya. So, of course, one match tomorrow, which still will be interesting to watch. So make sure to tune in tomorrow because, yeah, every match counts in the end. So, yeah, that's
Every match counts.
every
Every
match
game
counts.
counts. Every round counts as well. Don't forget, that
Palakaki made it
round
sure happen,
difference
yeah.
could be huge.
Yeah, surely. And yeah, that's just basically it for today. I don't know if anything left to say. Actually, I just remember one thing. We didn't even look at the prediction for this match. We completely forgot. So let's actually check what the prediction ended up in the end for this match. Okay, there was in the end 6 votes, of which things seem to be quite right to what we saw in the end result of this match. 1 vote went to Palokaki, where 5 votes, the majority, went to Penta. So I think the viewers did have a pretty good idea of who was going to win this match, and they ended up being right as well. So yeah, that's indeed what happened. So Penta with a 1-7 win, a beautiful score, and that should be it for tonight.
Yeah, I don't have anything else today, anything else to say, other than to say thank you to the lovely, lovely viewers, all of you at home that
Yeah.
have watched the games today.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to Max, who's been an absolute star and a machine as always, producing, observing, and casting alongside me. And that's about it from me. Thank you to the dog that's now asleep and is no longer bothering me.
Yeah. So basically, everyone, thank you for watching. All the players, thank you for participating. I wish everyone an absolute a lot of joy with the upcoming season invitationals, of course, which are happening this weekend as well. So make sure to tune in for those as well, because those will be super exciting. I'm super excited also to see what is in store for the next season and next year of Rainbow Six Siege. Of course, something we'll learn about more on Sunday. But for now, I wish everyone a very good evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the chat when Arya and Chambarin are casting. So for everyone, good evening, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.